Pour yourself a drink and put your PJs on. It's Lounging with Lemon. So today I have Francisco on with me. He is a local designer and artist. He is wearing, what kind of fabric is that?
It's chiffon with like loose strings, so it looks very woolly.
And an H&M eye mask, which I absolutely adore. Daisy is still naked, as
Daisy.
usual. She's chilling, my co-host. And I am wearing a kimono I made, the Vesuvius kimono, and I have yet to name this camisole because it will be released late summer. So yeah. Francisco, what got you into designing?
I guess, I mean, it's like a little tacky, but really, to be honest, when I first really got interested was when I saw the play Wicked. And
That's not tacky, that's delightful.
yeah, I know, but that's really gay. But I guess I am gay, so who cares? But no, it was like 2008 when I went to see it in high school. And after the costumes and all the wonderful like set designs, I was like hooked. I was like, okay, I need to learn how to do this. And then actually I started doing paper dresses first because I didn't understand like the construction of design.
Oh, okay.
And then my art teachers were like, you should really...
So you're self-taught?
I was self-taught in the beginning, and then I got like professional education done in San Francisco for 4 years.
Oh, what? Do you want to shout out which college?
Oh yeah, at the Art Institute of San Francisco.
Oh shit! I almost went there.
Yeah.
What years did you go?
It's not a great school to go to.
Really?
I mean, it's a great school. Really, obviously, any school is really great. Just depending like how you do it,
Just
know?
a higher education in general?
Exactly, because like they have all the tools there, like there's so much opportunity because you pay all that money and then you have like hundreds of like really professional sewing machines there and like teachers that know their shit.
Well, God, I would hope so.
No, yeah, they definitely do. It's just that like I feel like the system in the arts in the school there like didn't really make people or students or even teachers like encouraging to push forward. They kind of focus more on like how to make money instead of like how to be creative and think outside the box.
Okay.
Rather than just like standard like t-shirts and
so it's really more like the business of fashion than like actual
I think
fashion.
It was more like the fundamentals of fashion design.
Fundamentals
and then
financial
like
stuff.
So it became like beginners and then intermediate and then like semi-advanced and then that's it. And then based on the students' knowledge and education, like however they want it. When I went to school, I went to the library almost every day and they had like I'm really fascinated with books and like fashion books.
I love the smell of old books. Like I love getting thrift store books and just like face first.
I personally don't like ebooks because they push that a lot in art schools. They're like, because not to waste paper or whatever. I mean, yeah, like that's great to not waste paper, but like it didn't make me want to learn based on
screens make your eyes more tired, and exactly. I think it does soften your brain.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That may not be science, but I mean, who doesn't enjoy like actually flipping through a book and then like bookmarks,
I prefer to collect
highlighting.
them.
Yeah, I mean, I have
reference books.
A huge bookshelf, a bunch of books that I'm halfway through, and I continue to buy more. Just I don't know, books and lingerie. I just have so much of. I don't get to every piece, but I would never want to give them up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think I like to keep the books just because for references and like inspiration.
Yeah.
And I love history, fashion history too. That's what really got me into when I went to school. That really kind of made me want to push more and be creative and however you say it, whatever. But I had good mentors there, definitely. I had one, her name was Gitika Gupta, and then another
I love
one.
that name.
Yeah, she's Indian. She's really cool.
I love it.
She would give me like free like little sequins from India.
Yeah, they do a lot of sequins in embroidery there. I watched them do it by hand. They do the.
Oh yeah,
that's wild.
And it's all the children that do that too.
Oh, I've seen
sometimes it's like middle-aged people, but a lot of them is the children just because they have small hands and they have better vision. I you know, I can't really judge them. I don't know how much money they're making, but it's gorgeous work that they do.
Sometimes the money translates over into like minimum wage, but it sounds low to us. It just depends on the shop. Not that I'm condoning it. Like I definitely think fashion is.
I personally don't like fast fashion.
No, I think
I hate fast fashion.
Well, it's because then you also lose.
You lose
style,
that little like style and a little bit of that like specialness, like because fast fashion is really just trend followers, like Forever 21 and H&M.
Oh, and it's atrocious.
Yeah, and you know, like they get underpaid really, really bad.
Ridiculously, yeah.
And some of them can even die, you know. So it's
a lot of them die, or they'll have like there's on Netflix. I think it's
the true cost.
Yes, and that made me so angry because a lot of people are so entitled. And you probably know this when you sell your work, like whether it's your art. Well, both are art, but like your drawings, which I fell in love with, I think like 3 years ago at Art House. Rest in peace. And
what a great
your
place.
actual creations, your clothes and stuff. Like a customer will ask you like how much, and then they say like, oh, it's too much, but it's not really too much. It's just out of their budget. And a lot of people are just so bent on having so many clothes, but there's nothing really special about them. I think with fast fashion, we've really lost the integrity.
Exactly. We lost the talent, and we lost like I guess like new emerging designers, because fast fashion is kind of like that. It's affordable for everyone, but I don't really blame the people that consume it, because you know some people just don't have money for that kind of luxury. I feel like it would be better if people decided to upcycle and recycle and like design their own clothes and learn how to make their own clothes, rather than, you know, buying really cheap clothes from Forever 21 or H&M or Zara, and then you know they're in the trash bin in like 2 months.
Exactly.
That's why those dresses in those stores are like $5 or $10, because they know that it's made very poorly, fast, and the fabrics are badly quality too.
Bad quality, yeah.
That's why they don't last very long.
When I grew up, I was, you know, not middle class. So my mom, she would take us to thrift stores. Yeah. And my brother hated it, but I loved it because I've always loved vintage stuff. Like I think, I can't even say what decade is my favorite, but I always found these really old clothes I loved so much at all the thrift stores, because I never really liked the clothes out there. I think that's part of what.
I think that's what make you become a designer too, because a lot of the designers, when you kind of do research on them, like they always say, oh, I never could find anything from their clothing rack, so I just made my own clothes.
Well, nothing I could afford, really. I mean, like flipping through Vogue or like watching The Nanny.
I mean, no, let's talk about that, because like I feel like a lot of luxury designers right now are a little bit overrated.
Yeah, you were talking about
like Gucci.
Oh my God, yeah.
Gucci is really, like, I think that's great that what Gucci is doing, because you know, for the LGBTQ community and like charity events that he does. But I just feel like you know, like making like those ugly grandpa sneakers and then bedazzling them, like, and then charging like $2,500 for it. That's insane.
It's a little much. I know shoes are hard to make.
I guarantee you can literally, like, if you and I just went to the thrift store and got some like cheap jewelry or costume jewelry, we can easily make it ourselves. And that's the beauty of design, because I mean, yeah, it takes quite a while to make it, but it's worth it in the end.
It's like really good food, I think, except it lasts a little bit longer, hopefully.
Yeah. I think making your own clothes will definitely last a little bit longer.
And then you have the knowledge to fix them, which actually that's how I started, was like fixing bras. And then some what happened? It's on my website. Why am I forgetting my own history? It was my birthday, and then my boyfriend at the time had got me an Agent Provocateur gift card. Yeah. And it was, you know, it's only so much money, but you know, I'm thankful for it. And I was like, oh, I have to choose. And I was lucky it was a semi-annual sale. I was like, which ones do I have to choose? Blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of looking through everything. It's like, oh, I can make this stuff. Why don't I just start my own brand and then carry on? But I think people have kind of lost the value of clothes. It's almost like they don't, like nothing is ever good or special enough for them, because they're so used to getting like all these cheap clothes, and then they just kind of sit in the closet, and then they get a landfill, and all that pollution and like poisoning of the workers is kind of like, for what? Exactly. For them to throw away the dress like 8 months later.
And it's the system's fault, really. It's not the people that are buying it.
Oh no, it's we're all the victims of it.
Exactly. You know, so to be honest, I'm not really sure how to solve that issue. The most is probably just stop supporting them, really. But that's really hard to do.
But then it's like, what happens with the workers?
Exactly. What happens to them? And, you know, they can't find any jobs. Why else are they doing it, you know? So, I don't know.
It's a lot to do with it's kind of like here, like I was kind of wondering, you know, why isn't there that many job opportunities in Fresno? Why isn't there like a bigger fashion industry here? Because we're in the middle of California, you know?
We're in between San Francisco and LA, and I don't understand that.
And we have the international airport, and it's not like we don't have sewing machine stores here or fabric stores, and it's not like there's not the internet, you know?
To be honest, like going way downtown Fresno, like Ventura area, there used to be those empty warehouses used to be manufacturing and like
I would love to bring
packaging. It like, why can't we? Like that would bring more jobs to our community.
Well, like better paying jobs so that they could actually afford like better quality
Look
clothes.
at LA. LA has so many factory working, manufacturing, fashion, clothing businesses over there because of all the empty, you know, abandoned buildings that they have there.
Yeah.
If LA can do it, why can't we?
I don't know. But I feel like
it's
there's
because
a lot
the
of like
city probably doesn't want to pay for it.
That too, and I feel like a lot of the people here are negative and like they want to resist progression.
You have to understand, like Fresno was built in by Republicans, so that's I can understand why there's still like discrimination here and like very minimal traditionalism with the Latin community and also Caucasians. So yeah, that can probably be an issue. Why? Because I feel like the art community here in Fresno is not supported enough. I feel like it's treated more like a carnival or a festival, like once a month. Oh,
you know what? Yeah, I've definitely I feel like Art Hop is more of a, like you said, like a festival. Like people really go to look instead of to buy or to enjoy.
It's like an Instagram thing. It's like a, you know, it's a social media event.
Like a mini Coachella.
It's kind of like, oh, I've been here. I'm cool or whatever. I'm with the cool people.
Yeah, like
they're so disrespectful. You hit it on the spot. They are.
Yeah, and then people like kind of try to degrade your art, and it's just like
they don't.
What do
understand.
they make? People criticize but never create.
You criticize, but then yet like you can't even afford it, or you don't want to pay it because you think $20 is too expensive. Like, come on.
Okay, if anything, your drawings I think are underpriced.
Oh no, I stopped underpricing like about 2 months ago.
Because I know you were selling for like $25. And at the time I was
in the beginning
jobs.
I was.
Yeah.
And when I first started, when I moved back here from San Francisco after my education, I couldn't afford living to San Francisco, so I had to move back. But
living expense is like crazy there.
Yeah,
But it's so pretty.
It is. I like San Francisco. I really do. But I feel like I've read a lot of articles about it right now. I haven't been in San Francisco since I left in 2016. Since then, I think I read this article on Google. They're saying that San Francisco is losing business and losing money because no one wants to go to business meetings in San Francisco because it's literally filled with shit and like drugs and and like homeless people and stuff.
I mean,
they are terrified. So San Francisco is losing business, but LA is gaining.
I'd rather go to San Francisco than LA.
I think LA.
The last time I went to LA, like the streets literally smelled like piss.
Skid Road.
I don't know. I was in the fashion district.
Yeah,
downtown LA.
That's near Skid Road.
Oh gosh,
where if you see all those tents, I remember last time I went there with my friend. Literally, there was a trash can on fire. I was like, that's only on the movies.
Like, is this a bonfire? Where's the marshmallows?
And I'm sure they're doing heroin in the tents.
Heroin was so 1980. Not in a fun way. Not in like a Grace Jones way.
Heroin chic.
Very 90s.
90s, yeah, grunge. No, but I feel like LA is going to be the new fashion thing.
Well, isn't there an LA Fashion Week, but it's not popular?
There is. Actually, it is quite popular. I just don't think it's broadcasted well enough because there is a lot of A-list and B-list and C-list celebrities that go there just because I follow them on Instagram. But I don't know if they get to be paid there or they just come voluntarily. But yeah, it seems like they're doing a really good job and the designs are really great. Actually, Gypsy Sport used to be in LA and now he's in New York and in the Met Gala and has bunch of his costumes
very
in
cool.
the costume industry. So that's really awesome.
Costumes are really cool. I know you had mentioned the Wicked thing.
Yes.
Do you hope to like pursue more? Like, would you like to work on a stage play or like maybe in the movies to make the designs, like a costume designer?
I think, yeah, just because that's the only thing they have in Fresno.
Yeah, I know.
Because I do know that I do know where the costume shop is. It's like literally next to Strummers, and down in Tower District. They have all their little sewing machines and all the costumes. I would like to work there, but I've heard negative things about the boss that runs it, and I feel like if I want to work there, I'd be like, okay, look, I design, like I can help you and whatever, and I don't want to just be a seamstress. I'm gonna like actually design and help you and stuff. But I don't know, I just feel like right now I'm kind of in a good place with my studio on Broadway's. Since I moved in there, I feel more creative and there's more energy in there.
I mean, I feel like it definitely would help anyone going there because it's almost like a creativity incubator because it's all that creative energy going in there.
You get to meet tons of different artists in design, they're painters, acrylic painters, like musicians. So there's a little bit of everything, and tattoos, so and a lot of the artists in there are really friendly and very talkative, and everyone hangs out, and we do barbecues outside the grill.
Oh, that's crazy.
Alley. Yeah, I started doing that for them because I was like, we need to like support the community, and if the artists are not supporting each other, then what's the point? So
yeah, there is a lot of competition here.
There really is, but there shouldn't be competition because everyone's different. Like for me, like I do more avant-garde and just kind of thrifting and then amping it up, and you're like a lingerie designer, so it's completely different. Like, and
then LaShaw does vintage stuff, and Autumn Som does. Oh my god, I love her.
Yeah, Autumn.
That's editorial. I love.
She does a lot of like princess, kind of like Victorian and Rococo vibes. Yeah,
I wouldn't wear it because I just like to show my tits more often. But like, I think it's great for someone else.
That just proves to us that each designer and each artist is a little bit different, and if we all were the same, then there would be no reason for us to
exist, really.
Exactly, because then it's like, well, everyone here is a potato. Where's all the tomatoes?
Exactly. And I would like to be a peach or a lemon because it's my nickname. But I think we should definitely support each other. Like, just because it's not your thing, like, doesn't mean you shouldn't like it. Like, exactly. I think Autumn Som's dresses are. I don't have any other word besides editorial, but I love looking at them, and I'm glad she's making them.
It's very gaudy.
Yeah.
Very, very kind of like religious aspects.
I'm into it.
I can it
reminds me of the 80s a little bit. But also like before 19th century.
Fabrics, yeah.
Yeah. And I like there's just mixes of things that I can't really reference.
Kind of like a little bit of like medieval times with like the long robes and stuff and the trimmings. Yeah, she definitely plays that very well.
And I'm really happy to have found other designers here so I could send the people I've been working with over to you guys, because I don't want anyone I've worked with to ever feel like I'm hoarding them.
Exactly.
Like the industry needs to grow here, and we all need to like throw each other some stuff.
It's might as well, because we're the ones trying to get our names out there. So, if we don't support each other, then there won't be like a district here for fashion or art or culture. And I think we need all of that in Fresno, and we need to have more of that rather than just in Tower District and downtown. We need to expand it to the north side, because to be honest, north side of Fresno is probably where all the people
it's where all the money is
hang
at.
Out. Yeah, definitely.
But they don't want to come to downtown Fresno because they have that old vision. Were you born here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably know how the old Fulton Mall looks.
Oh yeah.
So no one with money most likely wanted to go down there.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I mean, I didn't have money, but I wasn't always feeling safe walking down there. If it wasn't like the safety thing, it was the smell. But now it's revamped. It looks great.
It looks great.
And there's more businesses going on there.
It still has like that rugged kind of downtown vibe, which I like, because, I lived in San Francisco for 6 years, and I really kind of actually like the grunginess. Like, I like the the edge and like a little bit of like the drug infest and like the
drama
fear, the like the homelessness and the fear. Not I'm saying that I'm like idolizing it, that oh you should be homeless and do drugs, but it kind of gives you like encouragement to like work harder, so then you don't have to be that person in the streets, you know.
I feel
like
that.
But also like I don't know, I just feel like people are more for me, ever since I moved into Broadway studios, and now I have lunch at Fulton almost every other day.
Yeah, because if you work down there, you're more likely to like live and like do things.
It's like
down
a
there.
little. It's literally like kind of like my second home, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because the artists in there kind of make you want to stay later. Like and then sometimes we just have random fucking parties and we just dance and you know smoke and a little bit and drink a little bit and then we just keep dancing or whatever, rave until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to share that energy because then it keeps, I feel like it attracts more people because then they know like, oh, this is where the art people are at, this is where the fashion people are at. I'm going to try and key with them and we're going to
make some
things happen.
I don't do any of those like little events anymore. I'm like, you know, I'm paying a lot of money for my studio. Like, you guys come here. Like I will throw the events here. Like, I don't need to go out because then if I'm supporting another location, then it's like,
are they going to come support you?
Are they? Yeah, exactly. Are they going to come to Broadway studios and support other artists? And I mean, they should. That's ever since I've joined in January 2019. I've been really pushing like the artists in the studios to like do more events rather than just art hop, because I'm like, we all spend a lot of money renting those studios and we only have a show once a month. Like, that makes no sense. Like,
it doesn't.
We should have one like every Friday or once a week or something. Or
I think they have, I don't know if they still do third Thursday art hops. I know that's never been as popular, and I think it's like second Saturdays. No one comes out for those though. I think the only third Thursday art hop I do is like the woman to woman thing.
Yeah.
In Dolce up front. I think that's really the only thing I go out and see because I'm kind of like, okay, I've already seen it for the first of the month. And that's when everyone's out.
Yeah.
That's when everyone's open. So it's kind of like third Thursday to me. It's kind of like,
yeah,
what I'm going to see that's different. And a lot of people show the same art over and over again.
It's true.
Yeah, and I get that. Like, there's been times where I've had a hard time creating or making something new. Like, other than like now I'm making dresses and sleepwear. I do the boxers, sometimes jewelry. But like, I get kind of being stuck. But it's kind of like, maybe let someone else show something if you don't have anything new. Exactly. Because then the rest of us are not going to want to come out because it's already hot enough as it is.
Oh, yeah.
know? Yeah.
Like, I think that that's what I try to do as well. Like, if I'm not showing anything for that event, then I'll try to find at least like a couple of artists to showcase their work in my studio. That way there's more people coming in, and I'm still surprised that people don't know where like downtown is. Like, they're like, wow, it's like so cool, and like, I've never been to Broadway studios. I'm like, really? Like, this has been here for like 15 years. Like, how do you guys know? I feel like
Broadway is like such a hot spot for art hop. For me, it was always going to Broadway and always going to Art House, which, God, I miss. Yeah. I miss that. And I know
I was one of his good artists. I loved him. He was so cool. Like, that's when I joined Broadway studios, that's what I kind of wanted to. Like, I wanted
a new art house.
A place where, like, because every time he showed, like, I don't know how many friends he has, but he has, like,
it was over capacity. And that's actually why they got shut down, was because of the fires. Well, you probably the fire
I know, I heard about that. It was so stupid.
It was,
to be honest, it really probably was.
I'm still upset about that because I feel like the whole community has kind of suffered a loss because they continuously showed like
that
new
was
artists
like one
and good,
of the hottest places to like party. Like,
yeah, and it was good artists and they had good live music.
He did a lot of fundraisers too. That was really great too. Like, he would do like the skaters fundraisers, and he would sell all his skateboards and donate it to charity and stuff. Yeah, he was a really good guy.
I know Adam and Chris had talked about opening up like a new art house in another location, but it never happened. Yeah. And we're all just kind of waiting, like, please, because I think all of us really appreciated that energy. So
I think a lot of people missed it.
Over.
People missed his environment. Like, I don't ever see him anymore, so I don't know what happened to him.
Well, I know they're both, I think Chris still makes stuff. I think Adam.
Yeah, Chris still makes his
Adam's
art.
a teacher.
I think
So
Chris actually showed at Grizzly Fest. He had his art there.
He's very
you can recognize his work real fast.
Yeah. It's inspiring. I like it.
Yeah, he's
makes me want to do like a printed dress, but I'm not really so good with the printer, so I have to hire someone else to do it. Yeah, and it's kind of hard to continuously outsource, and then you have to wait on their time.
You should just do it by hand.
Oh God, I've always been so bad at painting. I've taken art classes, and it's not my thing. So I always admire artists like you, and I'm just like, I can't. But I love what you're doing. Yeah,
like I feel like now I consider myself like an artist designer.
Mm-hmm. A creator.
A creator, yeah. Like just creating anything, like.
Well, when you have so much energy, like you got to get it out, otherwise you get depressed.
Exactly. Like I'm now now that I started designing in 2010, and that was the beginning. Like I didn't even know who I was back then, but now I really know who I am. This year has been really kind of shitty for me.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I do because like for the past 8 years, I've just been kind of like pretending to like, I guess not pretending, just kind of like saying yes to everything. Like if any kind of opportunity happened to me, I would say yes, just for exposure, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously you wouldn't get paid. So I'm like, whatever, I just want, people to look at my work. And I used to do that a lot. And then I'd like spend hours and nights and days just sewing and like not eating, drinking coffee. Like my heart is racing. I have a slight high blood pressure, so like.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's really sucky because
you gotta take care of yourself.
I'm getting old. So yeah.
You're not old.
No, but I just never expected to have high blood pressure because I always thought I was a healthy person. But my doctor said I have a slight high blood pressure. He says that you should just take it easy, but chill
out and
chill out and
coffee.
Stop eating chips. I'm so, but hot Cheetos are so good.
They are.
I like the extra hot ones, the extra ones
with limon.
Yeah, but yeah, and for instance, I literally had to quit. I had to drop out this fashion show for. I know it sounds really shitty because I feel I kind of do feel terrible. I had to drop this one out, and it was for like a cancer survivors foundation for like a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. But I really wanted to make beautiful because I had the dresses kind of semi done. Like I wasn't just gonna be like, oh well, I'm not done, so I'm just gonna quit and ghost you.
Yeah.
No, I had my shit together. It's just that when I'm not gonna name any names because I just don't want to deal with it just because they give me anxiety now.
Oh,
and I think I've made 4 enemies now because of this. Because I kind of told them last minute, I was like, look, I just don't feel comfortable doing the show. And I'd rather I'd rather be a bitch and not show than show my work in a half-ass production show. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
The show is half-ass or your
everything.
Stuff is not...
No, not the dresses.
So not your stuff, it's the show itself.
But also my machine broke. And
God, you have to have a backup one.
I kind of did, but then
someone with a machine.
Yeah.
I think I know.
I got it fixed, but then they didn't fix it. So I was like, and then
who didn't fix it?
The Clovis people. I forgot what one, but there's a sewing machine company in Clovis.
It's in Clovis?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't go to Clovis.
These 3 old ladies, they were really terrible. I think they didn't like me, to be honest, but whatever.
You should go to John on Gettysburg and First.
Yeah.
He's super cool.
Well, thankfully I bought a new one because I have Amazon Prime and it got the next day. So I'm like, okay. But then as I was sewing, I was like, okay. And then I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. I already spent $400 on these dresses and these sewing machine, and then what am I really getting out of it?
You don't feel a sense of pride when you get to show stuff?
I do, but am I gonna kill myself for it? For what? Free publicity? I don't wanna keep feeling like this because every day I would wake up with a tight chest and hard to breathe, you know?
You would have an anxiety attack about it?
A little bit. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, to be honest, a little bit. Because to be honest, I've never experienced anxiety until until I started working at David Bridal's like in 2016. Yeah, and those were like from, pardon my French, but bitchy brides.
Well,
and
yeah, I've made bridal lingerie, and it's kind of like, it's my day.
Exactly. Look, I get it. It's your day, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no reason for you to like treat the seamstresses and the tailors like shit.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, like, a lot of those women that are in those pedestals, they think they're above everyone. They're like,
well, it's just because they're paying
I'm
for
a
something.
princess and blah, blah, blah. I'm
like, have you
of...
worked customer service? I think,
yeah.
So
shitty.
you know, people just want the excuse to kind of feel elevated and
like, oh, the customer's always right. I was like, yeah, that's true, but I'm not gonna help you until you stop yelling at me. You know, like I would be a bitch right back to them. Like I didn't give a fuck. I was like, you fire me, but I'm a good seamstress.
Yeah, I'm at that point with my job too. I'm just kind of like, I'm not here for your emotional
I'm not here
abuse.
for your pity bitchiness. You know what I mean? Like I don't care where you come from or like how expensive you are.
Like here's my therapist number.
I was like, if you don't like our service here, you can go to another David Bridal's. I would tell them straight out that, and they would like, their eyes would be shocked. They're like, I can't believe you say that. Like, I need to talk to your manager. And I was like, good, tell her, because I want you to fire me. Like,
you're like, I want them to
hate my job.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you kind of have to be a bitch right back to them. So I was tired of being a nice person. Like, I was tired of being, you know,
a doormat, really.
Yeah, like working for my service and then spending 24 hours just sewing and not getting any sleep, you know, like that really kind of started affecting
you gotta take naps and drink your water and have little snacks.
But that's the problem with me. Once I start a project, it's hard for me to stop, and that's why like it's hard
I felt that
like it's hard for me to eat or take breaks and water breaks or whatever. So like
if you don't take care of yourself, you can't keep doing your craft though. Like I really felt that when I actually take care of like Andrea, I'm better at Miss Lemon V. Yeah, because otherwise it's like I'm all fucked up and I'm like, oh God, like how do I do these things? I'm stressed out. I don't know how to breathe. I'm just like
that. I've been doing yoga and breathing exercises ever since.
Oh God, yoga's so good.
Yoga is really good for anxiety.
I haven't done it forever. But.
I only do it for like I'm not a crazy yoga fanatic. I literally only do it for 5 minutes in the morning and like 10 minutes at night.
I think everyone could like.
And then breathing.
Yeah.
I do breathing. I do breathing exercises when I'm driving.
I feel that. Yeah, my mom's taught me like a few anxiety things because she does like a lot of energy work and crystal healing, tarot stuff. I think everyone can benefit from like breathing like deeply, like actually remembering to breathe, and sun salutations. Like that's just like 10 minutes. Quick stretches, you're good.
10 minutes can really change your body.
Yeah, or like waking up just a few minutes early to stretch in bed has really made my day a little bit better.
It really does.
Yeah.
Even just like sometimes like because I work really early in the morning, so sometimes my brain just wakes up at 5:30.
Oh gee.
I know, but like I'm a morning person, so I'm not used to waking up at 5 or 6. And
I would go to bed at 5 or 6 and then like wake up at like 2 in the afternoon.
I wish I was like that.
Naturally, I just want to sleep like when it's morning. But then I also want to wake up like and watch the sunrise. So it's like I only want 2 hours of sleep. It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out for me.
Oh, you're still a party girl.
Oh God, I wish. All my friends are like, oh, let's go dancing. And I'm just like,
fuck, I know. I never go out anymore.
When I turned 21, I was so excited because all I wanted to do whenever I found out what a nightclub was go dancing. And so for like 2 years, all I did was like go dancing. I was drinking every weekend. I had like a shitty part-time job. So it's just like, fuck it, put on my credit card. I don't know. Those years were fun. And then I dropped out of college and here I am, which is, I mean, I'm going back, but I think you should definitely get partying out of your system and not do it when you're super old and you're just kind of like really fucked up the next day.
I think the partying for designers, I think that's like the best promotion to do.
Yeah, I always wore something that I made.
All the most creative people are at night, especially like club party or clubs like Fab or like very like crazy.
I like Legends. I like Legends a lot.
Yeah?
I don't like that they don't stay open late. Like, usually I would go to Legends to like...
What do you mean? What time do they close?
Like, it says 2, but they kick you out like around 1:30, 1:15. And I'm like, I want to stay here. You have 3 dance floors and a pool.
They did really start... Yeah, they really did renovate that shit. Really good.
It's really good, and they have go-go dancers every now and then. But I would start at Legends and then head out to Mezcal because they stay open till 4. And I didn't care that they stopped serving alcohol till 2 because I was already drunk by the time I
Oh, of
arrived.
course.
Because you can't dance for 6 hours in heels without your feet being like, I hate you.
I think that's what that's why I don't really care to do free things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the mental health and also like promote publicity or promotion and whatever. I'm like, I can do that myself. Like,
yeah.
Like,
well, you got to. As a designer, you also have to be a business person.
You really do. Or else you have to pay someone because no one's going to do it for you for free.
And do you really want to pay them? And then it's kind of like, I feel the more people you bring into your business, if they're the wrong people, they will step on your toes.
Yep.
Because, I mean, if you don't, whether you're an entrepreneur or like a designer, that's your baby.
Yes.
You know, your designs are your babies. You sell them. You care about them. You care about the integrity of your designs and stuff. And you don't want someone else coming in who's really only concerned about money and doesn't care for the art of everything or doesn't know anything about fashion. They're just kind of like, well, you need to do this.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between them and me. For me, I don't mind. For me, I don't care about the money because, to be honest, I don't make any money making my clothes and because no one wants to wear.
You usually won't for at least 5 years if you're lucky. Some brands take like 15 years.
It does. You have to. It's a long road, and you have to be committed. You can't. You can't expect fame that instance. I mean, it happens, but rarely. Like, you know, it's like winning the lottery. Sometimes you get the fame really fast, and sometimes you don't. And then, but for me, I don't care about the fame. Just as long as I look good wearing my clothes, and then the models look good with the clothes, I don't care. It's
more about your soul.
Exactly. Right? It's more about the.
Because if you don't create, it's shitty. You feel
there's
terrible.
No purpose.
Yeah.
There's no purpose if I just make basic clothes that I know that's gonna sell. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
I like to make extravagant, like very outrageous, very large silhouettes, big,
vivacious.
Yes.
I love. You're looking at a lot of your designs brings me a lot of joy, and I'm glad you're making them. It's like a dream, like a fantasy almost, looking at your stuff because it's just so out there, and
what really
it's great.
ticks me off is that when people like, you know, they appreciate the work, that's great, but then they kind of like slide in, they're like, you know, you should do your own like bridal line, or you should do quinceañera dresses. I was like, no, if I wanted to do that, I would have done that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, and then I always tell them right off the bat, I was like, oh, are you gonna help me?
Are you going to commission it?
Are you going to pay me?
Exactly. When I first started, a lot of my friends would be like, yeah, you should make me one of these.
Exactly.
Like, are you going to
There's always the ideas.
It's always it's always the people saying, oh, you should make me this, that don't want to pay for it. And I found that the closest people to me never asked me for anything for free. So I ended up just giving them stuff for free because I seen who they were as a person. They had been in my life before all that.
If I really have like a good vibe with you, I'll make something for you, and you don't even have to pay.
Because from the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but
also
you don't want to feel forced
to make
a baby for someone. See,
that's what I don't like. That being forced and being kind of like
kills the creativity.
Putting like a finger on you and like saying you have to do this because you promised us that you would. I was like,
the pressure like kind of stifles the creativity a little bit.
My heart is beating really fast, and I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. Like, you want me to keep going? Like, no. Like,
you're like, am I gonna die over this dress that I don't even want to
be honest, I hella ghost them. I was gonna go to their shop and say, look, I'm not doing this fashion show anymore because it doesn't represent me, and I don't want to show my work in a half-assed show. But apparently she had a family emergency to issue, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't want to go to the rehearsal and then tell them, hey, like, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, bye.
That's terrible,
while all the cancer patients are there because they're the models, and they're gonna think I'm a shitty person.
Did you have like a designer, like a backup designer, like, hey, I'm in the show?
No, besides me, they already had 3 other designers.
Okay, so
I was like, okay, they're fine.
Yeah.
But then when the other designers like contact me, and then they're saying like, hey, you need to call her. What's up? Like, what are you doing? I was like, why is that your business? Like, this is between me and the lady that's producing it. I guarantee you that lady...
This was in Fresno?
Yes.
A lot of people are in everybody else's business here.
Exactly.
Because it's so small. It's a small scene.
And that's what's shitty, because my actions can lead me to like dangerous paths, because if I keep... Because I ghosted them, and now she's going to be like, oh, well, don't trust Francisco because he ghosted me in the show. And I was like, yeah, and I'm going to give you 10 reasons why I ghosted you, you know? Like,
yeah.
I have a reason why I ghosted you, and it's not because I don't like you. It's because of all the stuff around it. I don't.
Have you thought about maybe like reaching out and trying to make amends?
No.
No.
I can't. Like, you know what? Like, I kind of already accepted my fate.
Oh my god.
and you know what? I just can't, like, because it's already too late. Like, you know, like
Is it?
I had
It's
so
too
many
late.
opportunities to like say, hey, like I don't want to do it, but I kept pushing myself. No, I'm gonna keep working.
You gotta listen to your gut.
Yeah,
Like-
but you know what? Like, but I did.
Is it your
I
gut or is
listened
it your
to my-
anxiety?
No,
Yeah.
I listened to my gut, and I'm like, to be honest, yesterday, like now that I have anxiety, I actually talk to myself in my own room. Like, I'm crazy. I will be like, fuck these people. Like, they didn't
I found
pay
a lot
me.
of people do that.
They didn't pay me.
I
Like,
think a lot of us are more crazy than we think.
it is, but people don't want to admit it.
We need to normalize
I prefer
being
to admit
crazy.
it just because I don't care what people think about me, and I don't
Mhm.
care if I have friends because I can
Oh
always.
my god, I love friends. I don't know what I'd do without my best friend. Like she's
No,
been in
yeah,
my life for
that's
like
true.
12 years.
I do
Elena.
have two best friends
Yeah.
in San Francisco, so yeah, I still keep.
Oh shit,
contact
that's
with them.
far.
Yeah, but like
I would die. I need
He's
to
still
see
my
my
best
bitch.
friend. Like we still call each other and we like talk for 3 hours or something. on the
Yeah,
phone.
we don't call each other on the phone. I'm like, oh, you want to go
Oh, I
to
don't
Denny's?
text.
Oh, you want to go do this? You want to go do that? What's your means?
I know. I really want to
Everywhere.
go. Maybe I'll go to San Francisco next week because actually next week is the fashion show.
Oh, then go.
No.
No.
No, why? So then they can like relocate me and they're like, oh, there's Francisco, the guy that quit on us.
Oh, the show's in San Francisco?
No. It's in here in Fresno. It's at the Big Red Church, right across
Oh.
from Fresno High. And it's in a church too. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do it either. Not because it was a church, but the priest was like, he's like,
homophobic.
well, he didn't tell it to me personally, but he told it to the lady. And then the lady, I sent
I mean,
pictures.
typically churches.
Yeah, but who
Yeah.
cares?
I
was like,
don't.
you should have told me that in the beginning, or else I would have never done it.
I feel that. Yeah.
And I'm like, look, I wanted to make this dress. It's a perfectly safe dress. It's sweetheart. It doesn't show a lot of cleavage. She's like 72 years old. I'm not gonna show that much cleavage. Like, are you crazy? And she, you know, she had breast cancer,
Mhm.
and I wanted her to look beautiful and sexy and like, you know,
Oh, and her womanhood and
desirable.
stuff? Yeah.
You know, and what I think is most beautiful is to show a little bit of skin and a little bit of her natural body.
Yeah.
And she was a gorgeous woman too. She was 72 and she had white hair and just like blue eyes, and she just like she's so beautiful, and I wanted to make her like this evening like opera dress coat. And then I sent the pictures of the prototype to the lady, and the lady's like, oh my god, it looks great, but can you add sleeves? I was like, no.
Oh, you know what? Because it's church, you're supposed to like cover your shoulders and stuff.
Yeah, screw that.
I started going back to church with my man because he's like very into Catholicism, and I mean, some of it's cool.
First of
I
all,
would never
it's
follow
not
the
a
Bible.
church. It's not church day. It is a fashion show.
Exactly.
And I'm like, and I know I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna show like nipples and vaginas in a church.
Even though it's an artwork.
I'm gonna show, and yeah, unless it's artwork, but it has to have a purpose. You know, like you can't just show tits and ass just for no reason. Unless it's like, you know, very provocative and like grungy, that's fine too.
Like in a fun way.
Yeah, in a fun.
I mean,
creative
in
way.
my industry, like obviously I've seen a lot of naked bodies because of my work, and also just, you know, having access to media and stuff. I was actually talking to Jasmine. You know Jasmine.
Yes.
We were just
I love
talking
Jasmine.
about. Everyone loves her. She's great. I need to get a tattoo by her soon. But I was talking to her last night. Like, oh, I'm so tired of seeing naked bodies. Like, I'm so over it. Like, I've seen so many. And they were talking about some photographers in the industry and just like constantly shooting like nudity, and it's like the same filter over and over again. You just get over it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so much. Not that the human body isn't beautiful.
No,
but
of course.
It almost has like no effect on me at this point.
Right.
And it's like you gotta cover it up.
I
But-
think for those type of photographers, I think they really just want an excuse to like take pictures of ass and titties.
I feel that. Which I mean, they're great. But
Which
it's
is
kinda
great.
Like,
That's totally fine too. But I'm
but
like,
how many ass and tits is
but like
out there that's like really
come
different?
on. Like,
We all have the same stuff going on.
but because you can really tell like the photographer's taste
Mhm.
in women because of the bodies, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, it's
And they're only showing one type of beauty, and it's not like an
and they're all
all-over kind of
showing one
beauty.
pose, and I was like, they're all showing like, you know, the ass pose, and I was like, come on, like let's. I mean, we
Like,
know
great,
that
you have an ass.
you know you have big titties and a big ass. We know that, like, but like, can you do like something else besides just
It gets stale.
On 4.
It's not that we're really judging. It's just more like
I just want to see something new.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you based on your body and your looks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that like I'm tired of seeing the same poses over and over again.
I feel that. And I actually fear that in my work is like my photos like ending up looking like the same thing over and over again.
And
it's
if you're
like,
going to show nudity, show different varieties of nudity.
Exactly.
Why do they always have to be busty, big booty girls, you know? Why can't they be flat ass or like, you know, apple bottoms or peaches or whatever?
Just different shapes. That makes it interesting.
Different vegetables, different fruits. I want to see different fruits.
Give us all the fruits, all the orchards.
I want a strawberry. I want a carrot.
I want some eggplant.
Give me an eggplant.
Give me some banana.
Give me
there needs to be more male nudity. I'm not gonna lie.
There needs to be.
But I'm at the same time, I don't want dick pics in my inbox.
I think it's just because I feel like people are still kind of taboo about men showing their penis, and I'm like, come on, like
just don't flash us. That's not what we want. We want it in an artsy way.
We want an artsy way.
Artsy dicks. Do you have any advice for up and coming designers?
Work. Just keep sewing. Don't. If you're new, I guess you can do stuff for free. But if you know you got shit, then don't do it for free. And if they're gonna say that it's just, oh, well, it's free, and then you also get publicity and exposure. Sure, if you feel confident enough to do that, then do it. If you don't feel confident to do that, then don't do it, because there's always gonna be someone else.
There will always be someone else for sure.
And try to avoid Pinterest too, because Pinterest is like a really like bad way for designers to like copy other designs and knock them off.
But I will say it's a good way to get your designs out there. Like I've definitely created boards just for the purpose of putting my own stuff on the boards.
Having Pinterest is a great place for inspiration.
Just try not to make the same thing.
To copy it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely.
You can use a bit of those same aesthetics, but like in a different way, rather than just taking it from a book or from an image. But yeah, just work hard. You know, take a lot of books. Get a mannequin. Get some fabric, cheap fabric, and start draping. Create something original. Create something that's different and unique. And be yourself. Don't be someone else. And don't listen to other people either. Like if people tell you to like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. No, screw them. Just do whatever you need to do, because in the end of the day, you have to be happy of what you make.
That's like pretty good life advice too, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah. You just forget about what other people say about you, or like the opinions about your lifestyle. Like, who cares? It's your fucking life. Like, if you want to be a hooker, then be a hooker, you know, or
go for it. Let us make your clothes.
Yeah.
I actually love the hooker aesthetic. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. I do.
Hashtag pretty woman.
I like business hookers. Business suit hookers. I don't know what that means.
I'm into it. Kind of like the nanny. I love the nanny.
Yeah.
I'm dead over.
Love the nanny. Fucking her waist was like cinched up.
Yeah. Well, she worked out a lot. But thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to have you on again, because there's a lot of topics we didn't get to today.
Oh, I know.
But thanks for watching. Where can people find you?
On Instagram. At Francisco_illustrations.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.